it's me, Vicky Marie, with a coffee, not in my Vicky Marie Chats mug. This is my teacher's mug. This is what one of my teachers, this is what I've just woke up not long ago. I had a nap, you can tell, can't you? One of my students made this mug for me. It says Vicky, and then on the other side it's got like a rainbow, and it says teach, love and inspire. And one of my students had this made up for me, so that's really nice. So cheers. It's coffee. So yeah, I just got everything. I just suddenly realized that what I was wearing, I was going to be too hot, and I wouldn't feel comfortable. So I just thought, no, I'm going to get changed. Okay, so I've got some really nice things to show you to start off today. So, you know, one of our members is very good at making dolls' houses and things, and she's putting together another doll. So she made the Halloween doll's house and the Christmas doll's house. And I just want to show you, it's not finished this one yet, but she's making a little scenario at the moment. And I just want to show it you because I just love it. It's so fantastic. It's not finished yet, but it's just really some of the, and she makes a lot of the things herself. A lot of these things that we're going to look at today, she actually makes herself. I think it's brilliant. And honestly, if I had time, I would love to do something like this, maybe one day. Let's have a look. Let's have a look how it's so far. And the problem is, I want to actually live in this doll's house. I want to be this doll in this doll's house. It's like a little fantasy world that I'd just love to live in. But anyway, I want to show. So this is the very first. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how this house was when she got the house. So this is the empty house, first of all, okay? Let me just make sure you can see it. Yeah. So this is the empty house that she's going to make. Look, I love the house, first of all, as well. Just so sweet and compact. Just so lovely. Anyway, so she's going to be putting things in it, obviously. And let's just have another look. Here we go again with the house. So when it's finished, I'm going to make up a video of like the progress of it. Look, this is a little jar of sweets that's going to go in the house. A little jar of licorice, all sorts. So cute. I think she makes the sweets herself. I think so. Obviously not the jar, but oops, sorry, that's, oh no, that's right. This is me. This is me that's going in the house. Look, my glass of wine and a little pink computer. I just think it's brilliant. How can I show that again? Hang on. Right, I have to go that way, go back that way. But that's not me. This is supposedly me. So this is the little doll that's going to be me. This is my little glass of wine. It's just brilliant. I just love it. And the hair and the pink boa. I'm just, honest to God, it's like brilliant. The little sweeties, the empty house. And this is like a little thing that hangs up in your dressing room, little basque. Look at the size of it that's going to be hanging up in the wardrobe. I have got one of those in my wardrobe, actually. Or something similar, let's say. And she's even going to, this is a mini haggis. Little mini haggis for Burns night. Now, these are like little cakes that she makes herself. I don't think they're edible, but I don't know. But, you know, she sticks bits of things together to make them look like cakes. Look at that little platter, little bottle of wine. It's just brilliant, honestly. I'm just so pleased with these. You know, they're just so lovely. Look at that. So I think she sticks like bits of dried fruit on them. So you've got, and then you've got a little cheese board, the melon, and the you know, bits and pieces on it. Fabulous, just fabulous. Look, little gold spoon, little chocolate, little cakes. Absolutely absolutely fabulous, absolutely fantastic. I just love it so much. I can't even tell you. I can't ever remember the time ever liking anything so much. It's like so cute and so thoughtful as well. So these are the little bits of things that are going to go in the kitchen and that. So yeah, fantastic. I can't wait to see the finished product. Brilliant. Little haggis, a little basque, the house itself, little licorice, all sorts in a little tiny little jar, and then me. I wish I did look like that. Yes, that's me sat there with. I haven't got wine tonight, but I will have. Well, actually, I'll have whiskey when we're doing the Burns night. Maybe a little glass of wine as well. Yeah, don't you think? Oh, I think I'll have to wear. Anyway, never mind. I'll have to wear the matching mask for. No, I've got to wear something tartan, of course, for Burns night. That's how I feel. I want to move into it. It's like I've got house envy. You know, I look at my house now, and it's like, that's not like that lovely little house. You know, I want to live in that little house. I don't want to live in this house that I have to clean and everything. But it's like it's like what is it? Honey, I Shrunk Vicky Marie. Or something like that, or it's like the Borrowers. That's what it reminds me of. The Borrowers. I used to love the Borrowers. I've read the book, and I used to love when I was a kid, I used to love this series. And then, of course, they made a film. It reminds me of the Borrowers and that sort of thing. Yeah, come to tea with Vicky Marie. We all want a doll's house now, don't we? You know, it's fabulous. So she's very clever, very, very clever. I bet there's even out of the millions of YouTubers, and of course that's what we're going to talk about tonight, different, you know, about YouTube and YouTubers in general, and how it affects some people to be a YouTuber. But I bet even the big YouTubers, like the ones with millions and millions of subscribers, I bet they haven't got a Vicky Marie, well, they won't have a Vicky Marie chat's house, but I bet nobody's ever made them a little house like that. I just feel like very, very special for that. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's just lovely. It's just one of the nicest things ever. I mean, really. Yeah, and it's nice. Exactly. You know, DMV's just said if I had a doll's house, I'd be the only one in my house interested in it. Problem in my house is, yes, I'd be the only one interested in it, except the dogs. You know, the dogs would be very interested in it. So if I had a little doll's house in my house, I was thinking about, I mean, I've got a spare room, so I suppose I'd have to convert the spare room and make sure that the dogs can't get in it because it wouldn't last 5 minutes. So that's the thing. So it's nice that I can look at it online. Hi, Rini. So yeah, very cute. So cute. Really, really cute. And really, really special. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about YouTube and YouTubers and the effect that YouTube sometimes has. I think YouTube is a funny old thing, isn't it? You know, that I've been doing YouTube for years, but mainly as you know, Spanish, starting off with my Spanish YouTube channel. And doing this channel, especially doing the crime and things like that, it's a whole different world, you know. When I think about doing, and on my Spanish YouTube channel, I've got a similar amount of subscribers, few less probably. But it's never been anything like, you know, the sort of roller coaster that you go through with this channel, with the ups and downs. You know, I get so much more, you know, I get a lot of interaction, obviously, on this channel, which is fabulous. But of course, it's not all positive, you know, and it's been sort of difficult for me. As I imagine, it's like for anyone who sits and thinks, oh, they're going to do a YouTube channel. You probably think, you know, you think, oh, well, that's good. You're just going to talk about something you like talking about, and you're going to enjoy it. That's why I do it. I don't do it for clicks. I don't do it for anything. Don't think about the algorithm. If I think of a subject that I like, I'll talk about it, whether it fits in with my algorithm or not. I really do not care. If I find it interesting and I think that my subscribers and members, etc., will find it interesting. I don't think about, oh, is that going to get clicks or is that going to fit the algorithm? Because for me, it's not that sort of thing. But I suppose some people do, and they probably think, oh, yeah, I'm going to do a YouTube channel on, I don't know, maybe somebody likes chess, or maybe somebody likes cars, or I think, oh, yeah, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and talk about something I'm interested in. But I think even with those kind of subjects, other kinds of subjects, even apart from true crime, you're not prepared for what can happen as you get more popular. So I think when you're not popular, when you're first starting off, you don't get any hassle. You know, there's you know, you're just sort of talking to yourself most of the time, etc. But as time goes on and you get more popular, which is what you want to get more popular, you want to do more of it. But of course, then you get this different sort of thing creeping in. And I found that really quite difficult. And I expect I'm not the only one in the beginning who's found that difficult. It's sort of a bit of a shock, because I think in the beginning, for me, I just feel like I'm sat here chatting to you all, and then you realize that people are watching it and they've got a different agenda. You know, there's jealousy, there's spite, there's, you know, there's other things out there, and instead of just clicking off like I would do if I was watching a YouTube channel that I didn't like, or you know, a subject that I thought, oh no, or an opinion that I didn't agree with, I'd just click off it, go to the next one, you know, and like watch something else. And quite a lot of YouTubers that I watch, like Katie Hopkins, I don't agree with everything she says, but if I'm watching one that is really sort of not my opinion at all, I just click off it. I don't leave her a nasty comment, or, you know, that's her channel. To me, that's her channel. She says what she wants on her channel, and if you don't want to listen to her, just don't listen to her. I don't understand this, why people feel like they have a right to say nasty things. So anyway, but people do, and quite often it is other channels, and there's a lot of envy out there amongst channels. I've realized that. But anyway, I'm getting used to it now, and I just don't sort of take any notice of it. But I just wanted to go, but a few YouTubers over the years, have reached a point where they've become really successful, and then they've like had a complete meltdown. You know, why is that? Is it like they get to a point, it's almost like they ride through all that bad stuff, and then they get to a point where they sort of literally, some YouTubers have literally had a mental breakdown. Some have done terrible things, you know, just totally cracked up. And that sort of intrigues me, because I think, gosh, it's like when you get to a point where everything you wanted your YouTube channel to be successful, you're making a living out of it, you're doing what you enjoy, and then suddenly you sort of disintegrate. And this has happened, you know, to varying degrees right from the beginning of YouTube. So first of all, I just want to talk a little bit about YouTube, because of course YouTube is relatively new. So it was only set up in 2005. So it's just under 20 years old. So like people like my son, he doesn't really remember a time without YouTube. But of course, for those of us who are older, we spent a long time without YouTube. And then, of course, it's only, you know, really probably it's only about 5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, that I started doing can't remember when I started doing the Spanish YouTube videos, but certainly no more than 10 years ago, let's say. So, you know, YouTube for most of us, or for a lot of us, is a new sort of concept, and we like it, we love it, but there's things, you know, there's things you like about it and things you don't like about it, and you have to, what I find with my son is because he's grown up with it more or less, he doesn't think about it in the same way that I do. Like if I say to him, oh, this person said this, or he just says, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Why are you even thinking about what somebody else is saying? To him, it'd be just like, so I said, well, what am I supposed to do? I have to read it. Or he said, no, don't read it. Just read it. Once you see the way it's going, just go on to the next comment or whatever. Just don't read it. But he says, don't delete it. Don't do anything with it. Just leave it. Just leave it, he said, and let them have their little rant and their little whatever they want to say. It's quite interesting that he doesn't even think of it as, he doesn't see, because he thinks about it in a different way, because he's grown up with YouTube, and it's, I suppose there'll be things that in my generation I think of that he might worry about or think, but I would think, oh no, that's nothing, it doesn't mean anything, you know. So it's a generational thing, isn't it? And I'm just getting used to it. But I still like it. Does it? The thing is, it does. I do get fed up sometimes, but then of course you do also get the opposite. You get the lovely messages, and you get the support, and like somebody doing a doll's house like that. Whatever, you can't, you know, you can't put a price on that. You know, it's just so fantastic. And if I didn't do YouTube, I wouldn't have had that experience of seeing that little doll's house and things. So it brings so many good things that they mega outweigh the bad things, don't they? So that's why I'm still here doing it. But yeah, it was like a phenomenon, wasn't it? Because it was set up on, it was launched on February the 14th, so it's coming up to its anniversary, 19-year anniversary, and in 2005. And the three men who set it up were Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim. But they've got a few bob now, because I think they sold it, didn't they, in the end, to Google. But they were three former employees of PayPal. And the headquarters are in San Bruno, California. And it is the second most visited website in the world after Google search. So YouTube has more than 2.5 billion monthly users, because all over the world, obviously. So it's worldwide. I mean, we only really probably watch we watch English speaking YouTube, don't we? You know, so you imagine all the countries all over the world. It's not just Britain, America, Australia, Canada, etc. China and Russia, and you know, everybody watches YouTube in every country. So it's mind-bogglingly huge, really, isn't it? So apparently 1 billion hours of videos are watched every day, and videos are uploaded at a rate of more than 500 hours of content per minute. So God, you know, it's a big thing, but it's quite a new thing. So, and then in 2006, YouTube was bought by Google for $1.65 billion. So those three that set it up, they're probably just having a really good time now, I suppose. But they were quite young, you know, young men. Amazing. You know, it was bought by eBay apparently, first of all. So apparently it was Hurley and Chen, two of the guys, came up with the idea of YouTube for sharing videos. They had difficulty sharing videos that they'd done at a dinner party, and they just started trying to think of a way that it could be that they could share videos, and that basically is how YouTube came about. So that's YouTube itself. I mean, it's gone through, I'm not going to read out all the things of what it's gone through. It's gone through a lot of problems here and there. Now they've really tightened up, haven't they, on controls, etc. You know, I think I've mentioned to you, I've noticed that especially when you do true crime, this will probably get flagged up because it mentions YouTube, and you get things, your videos get flagged up and they get demonetized until they review them or whatever. There's certain things, obviously talking about true crime, you think they're likely to get flagged up if you're talking about murder, etc. But sometimes you can put a video up, you put your thumbnail up, it can mention murder and you get no problem, and other times you do. I don't understand what their buzzwords are, what their flag words are. All I know is that anytime I put a video up about any of the royal family, about Jeffrey Epstein or about Donald Trump or things like that, they always get flagged up. So they're obviously seeking not to have too controversial issues on there. They want you to be a bit controversial because that's what, if you read like when YouTubers are advising you, like what's the best way to grow your channel or whatever, they're always saying be controversial, but you can't be too controversial because they just bloody hook you off there. So I don't know what they mean by be controversial, or maybe it's just don't mention anyone like Epstein or whatever. I just honestly, you have no idea. I have no idea. I've given up now. You sort of put a video out and you try and be careful with it, with the thumbnail and with the description, and it gets flagged up. And then other times you just think, oh no, I'm just going to put it up as it is, and nothing happens. So you just it literally is completely beyond me how they work it out. Hi Shelley, let me just check I haven't missed that. Yeah, it's like, because you don't feel like you're in the public eye, DMV. It's quite funny because like I say, I just feel like I'm just I'm looking at a picture of myself as I'm talking here. I've got my chat at the side, so I know there's people out there watching, but it doesn't feel like, there could be 1 million people out there. It wouldn't feel any different really in a way to if there were sort of 10 people out there, because to me, I can only see the same thing anyway. But of course, you don't know who's watching, and not everybody who's watching is watching because they like you. Some people are watching just like, to see, I don't know why they watch. If you don't like someone, I don't understand why you watch. Just to sort of gather information, I suppose, or I don't know, store something up against you. I don't even know why that, because I personally would not watch a YouTube video of someone that I didn't like. I just wouldn't do it. But anyway, there you go. So that's YouTube itself. Now I just want to have a look. So there's been a lot of creators do burn out, and I'm sure you've noticed that channels appear and then they disappear. It's quite, 1 minute there's a channel, then it might be a channel that you're actually quite enjoying watching, and then suddenly the channel's disappeared and you can't find it. All the videos disappear. Sometimes the channel is still there, but people just stop uploading. And I think YouTube leave your channel up there for about 6 months. I think it's 6 months. If you don't create, or is that when you get demonetized? I don't know, but you can. I think your channel may stay up there forever unless you take it down. But YouTube, eventually your channel becomes like a ghost channel because you just stop putting videos. A lot of YouTubers do that. They just sort of, you know, they even get to a point where they've got thousands of subscribers and they've been monetized, etc. And then just suddenly, I don't know, maybe they burn out. They just lose the mojo. They just don't want to do any more videos. Maybe they get sick of the trolling. Maybe, you know, I don't even know. Maybe they get ill. Maybe they've got personal things going on in their lives. But people do disappear. YouTubers do just disappear. And even very popular YouTubers. You know, my channel, it's a small channel. It grows steadily. It's grown steadily, but it's not. But I quite like that. I like, not, you know, it's good that it's growing steadily. But I don't. Sometimes if you have a great big leap of, I don't know, subscribers, etc., it's not real. It doesn't sustain itself. It's better just a gradual growth. And it's not all about subscribers either. It's about the interaction that you have with the people on the channel. There are some channels that still exist, but they are what I would call ghost channels, because they have like about maybe 90,000 subscribers, but there's hardly any comments on videos or whatever. So obviously people have stopped watching them for whatever reason, but they haven't unsubscribed. Sometimes people just don't bother unsubscribing. They just, you know, they just sort of let it go. But it's interesting. It's a very interesting thing. But lots have actually disappeared completely. So I just wanted to look about burnout. You know, I was reading something. I'm going to show you it. So I think it's interesting because obviously all of you that are on here, you watch YouTube. You know, you don't only watch my channel. I'm sure you watch lots of different channels. And it's interesting to see where these, you know, we all have our favourite channels, don't we? We have our channels that we really like. There might be other channels that we don't particularly like, or we don't like as much as the others, but we'll watch them when the others are online or whatever. And then some channels, it changes. You get your notifications, it comes up and you think, oh, I'm not really interested in that subject, so I'm not going to watch that. You know, YouTube is like, it's just like having it's having a TV with loads of different channels, isn't it? You've got so much choice. So let me just have a look at what this, I just found this website that was talking about burnout, how to avoid burnout as a creator. And I thought this is interesting because I'm a bit of a person. I am a bit of an all or nothing person. I am a bit of a workaholic. If I like doing something, that's it. I just, you know, and if, as you've seen, if some subject comes up, I just have to make the video. You know, it's like, I have to fit it in somewhere because that's just me and the way I am. And then other content creators, they make like 2 videos a week, you know, one on a Tuesday, one on a Friday or whatever, religiously, and they don't get involved the rest of the time. I find that difficult because it's like when I think I've got something to say, which is quite often, you know, so I've always got something to say, unfortunately. So that's when I want to make a video. Oh, the German Shepherd's here having a little cuddle, aren't you? You're coming up here to show it. Oh, hello, baby. I don't know if you can see her. This is Dia. Hello, darling. She's a good girl. She's a good girl, aren't you? Yeah. She's not a good girl, actually. She destroyed another toy today, and she's shedding. So there's hair everywhere in my house. Anyway, in 2018, a YouTuber, Ellie Mills, posted a video detailing how burnout had impacted her ability to share her content. So now apparently it's quite common at the moment that a lot of YouTubers talking about burnout. Anyway, I don't know. But these are the reasons why a YouTuber might experience burnout. These are different things that might affect a YouTuber. Feeling pressure to post consistently and everywhere. So I do think that's an important thing in the beginning. I think YouTubers that have longevity, they do sort of arrive at a point where they think, right, this is what I'm going to post on these days. because otherwise there's so much social media. I mean, it never ends. So where do you post? Do you post on Instagram? Do you do Facebook? Do you do TikTok? Do you do YouTube? You know, or do you do a bit of all of them? You know, it's bewildering, all the different social media. You know, you just, I think, unless you had somebody actually doing it for you, you know, unless you actually employed someone to do all that, you can't do all these things. You just literally would be just stuck on the computer or on your phone day in, day out. You know, it's impossible to do all those things. So, but you do feel a bit like that because you always want to, for me anyway, you want to provide good content, you know, so interesting content. You know, my video making skills are crap. So for me, it's more like the actual, just make it interesting for people to watch, to listen to, you know, like doing the New Year's Eve party that we had. I'll enjoy doing the Burns night, different things like that, as well as talking about some true cases, true crime cases, or talking about some politics or anything that's interesting in the news. Because whereas other content creators, they have better video editing skills, so they maybe concentrate more on the quality of their videos in that sense. So it's to me, I think unless you actually employ someone to do that, that wouldn't be possible for me. And then content fatigue, I don't think I ever really get that, because it's Vicky Marie chats and I've always got something that I can chat about. But yeah, running out of ideas. And I could see how you could have the lack of motivation to find new ones. You know, sometimes maybe people just think, oh, you know, I don't know. See, that hasn't happened to me yet, but maybe I've not been doing it long enough yet. I have had burnout I've had burnout with teaching Spanish. Every now and again, teaching, I've sort of moved away from teaching Spanish to do something different because I have had a burnout in it. And then I've normally I've always returned to teaching Spanish in the end, because that's what I know and that's what I do well and I'm good at it. So I've tried other things, but I've always ended up going back to Spanish. So I have had, you know, burnout is a real thing. You can have burnout. And I think you only get burnout really when you do really enjoy something. If you're just going through the motions with something, I don't think you get burnt out because you don't put that much into it. You know, I've always been a bit of a person where I put maybe too much into it sometimes, because then you do get burnt out because there's only so much of you sort of to go around. And sometimes you get burnt out because you do put too much into it, because you've got to think about I think what I've always found difficult is finding the balance between work, and I mean with work as well, work and rest time, you know, detachment, decompressing. It's quite difficult. I've always found that difficult. But anyway, and also, this is what this website is saying, that are reasons why people might give up, I suppose. Comparisons to other creators, you know, so you do tend to compare yourself to other creators. I try really hard not to do that. I just try to follow I'm doing this, that's what whatever the other people are doing, that's what they're doing, and that's great. But I try and do, because otherwise, yeah, there's always going to be creators who have more subscribers than you, who have more members than you, who have more views than you, who do better videos than you. It's like, so I try and look at it as if, like, when I'm with Spanish, what I tell my students, there'll always be people who are quicker at learning than you. There'll always be people who speak better Spanish than you. But, you know, you can't go comparing yourself to other people, because progress is what matters. As long as you're progressing, as you're improving, you're getting better, your channel's improving compared to what, you know, yesterday. If you've got one more subscriber today than you had yesterday, doesn't matter that Joe Blogs Up the Road has got 100 more subscribers. You've got one more, and that's all you can sort of think about. Yeah, and I think this is a big thing, unable to mentally disengage, because you know you're always on the internet. Even when I come off the computer, you've got your phone, you've got, you know, it's difficult to completely check out of internet, isn't it? Because you've got to have your phone switched on, because you might get a WhatsApp message from one of the family, or it might be something important, and then all the time that's coming, these notifications coming through, you know. So I try not to look at notifications and emails and things, not all the time, because you could do, if I'm sat at the computer and I'm doing something on the computer, I do look at things, but otherwise I just try and sort of switch off sometimes. But yeah, and the physical manifestations, this is what I wanted to talk about today, and show you some examples. Oh no, it's not all depressing. I've got some really good things to show you, but physical manifestations of this can lead to anxiety and depression. So I do think this is why a lot of young people these days suffer from anxiety and depression. I think the internet's got a lot to do with it, because the internet brings everything into your living room, into your, you know, you can't, like if you're getting bullied at school, even when you get home, you're still, you know, they bully people on the internet, so you might be getting messages or whatever. You can't switch off from it even when you come home. There's no, and when you get a message, or you know, nasty message or whatever, and it's on your phone, it does feel like that person is there with you. It's not, you know, it's a very strange feeling, is it? So it's like you never actually get away completely from that the toxic side of things. It's got its good side as well, I suppose. You get, when you get your nice messages and whatever, they come from, it's like, oh, that's nice, oh, that's nice, and then someone comes out with something really horrible, and you think, oh, okay, then it's like, you know, and you do tend to remember the horrible messages. You know, you might get 100 lovely messages, and then you get one horrible one, and it's like, oh, you know, you remember that. So yeah, so there's a common thing. It's a very common thing for not only YouTubers, but for young people, I think these days, just in general, isn't it? To suffer from anxiety and depression. And I do think the internet's got a lot to do with it. You know, apart from the fact we get all this bad news from all over the world, and you know, it feels like the world's sort of coming to an end, doesn't it? Every day, the internet has improved our lives in so many ways, but it has also created this sort of negative atmosphere as well. So now, so what we're going to look at, first of all, let me just make sure everybody's okay. Be better than you were yesterday. That's all you can do. I personally think the detaching is the hardest thing. It's very hard to do. And sometimes you just have to completely. There are times where you just think, oh God, I just want to turn everything off, go and lie down in a dark room. But then within about half an hour, you're thinking, oh, just checking a got message. You know what it's like. If your internet goes off for 10 minutes, it's like, oh my God, it's a nightmare. So you sort of think you want to decompress, but you want to decompress, but it's difficult. It's difficult because it's a way of life now. It's part of your life. It's very hard to decompress. Yeah. Well, so what happened? So I want to tell you about a YouTuber that you may or may not have heard of. I'm going to talk about two YouTubers in particular, two very successful YouTubers, one of which is still doing YouTube, and he's doing okay, even though he has got some mental health issues that he admits to. But I'm going to talk about also one from in the early days of YouTube, one of the first sort of uh, completely very serious. I think about this YouTuber a lot. video about him on a true crime channel many years ago, you know, before I was even doing any YouTube, even doing before I was even doing Spanish classes. And it just really sort of touched me, because this guy was very young then. He's only in his 30s now. He's in prison. I was just thinking, oh God, what happened to this guy? He sort of set off on YouTube, started off, you know, more or less a sort of normal guy doing what I would call the silly videos. But of course, you know, I'm not a teenage boy. So the silly videos that teenage boys like about anime. He called himself Mr. Anime. You may or may not have heard about, and that was his nickname, if you like, Mr. Anime. And he made videos about anime, about all sorts of things, and he made like videos with his friends and his brother, and they're sort of silly, but they're like teenagers videos, you know. And then it all started going dark. So it started off okay, and then it all started going dark. So let's have a look at this guy. I've got a picture of him somewhere. Yeah, very sad story, actually. I think maybe it's sort of, what's the word? I think maybe it resonated with me because he's a young lad, you know, like my son. That's what he reminds me of, you know, my son, and the sort of things when he was young, and he's never made YouTube videos, but the sort of things that he probably would have liked this guy's channel. Let's have a look at his photos. Show you some photos of him. So his channel was called Lens Cap Productions, and his name was Mr. Anime, and he was a very young guy. And I'm gonna put some pictures up so you can have a look at him. In America. Hi, Illy. So here he is, Mr. Anime, or Trey Sesler. Sesler, yeah. Trey Sesler was his real name. Just a young lad. So he started off doing very sort of, you know, innocent videos, I suppose. And he ended up getting obsessed with guns. You know, this just amazes me how these young lads look at him with these guns. You know, I just think if you... what have you got? Sorry, I've just got to check what the dog's got, because she's ruining another toy. What are you doing? You bad girl. Bad girl. Get off. Off. Ah. There you go. Another one bites the dust. Oh, she's a bugger, because my dogs, they love a little toy with a... Look what she's done. If you don't remember to pick them up when she comes down, I'm going to have to sew that. And what she does, she's after the squeaker. That's what she wants. It's got a squeaker in it. She has to kill it. But my other little dogs, they love that toy. Anyway. So, sorry, going back to Mr. Anime, you are a bad girl. Bad girl. Wrecking all the toys. She always does it. Right, so going back to Mr. Anime, yeah. So yeah, he started off, as I say, just daft videos with his friends, with his brother, and then he ended up making videos about guns and things. And there was a few sort of, you know, he started showing his little animals and things, but there was a few not sure about what he was doing with these animals and whatever. He just disintegrated. That's what I would say happened to Trey over the years. That he was doing YouTube. He started off, and you can see it in him. You can see the deterioration in him, and there were drugs involved, of course, as well. He was smoking drugs. you know, a time when his brain was developing, and that is a very bad time to be smoking marijuana, etc. Young lads like that, or girls, because it does have an effect. Their brains are not developed properly. I know that for a fact because from experience. Not anyway. That's another story. So, what I want to look at are his videos, some of his videos, and how they changed. So this is one of his videos. I think this was a gun video. So suddenly he started doing gun videos. And I think he looks quite poorly mentally.
Doing everyone, it's Mr. Anime. Or you can call me Trey. You can call me the guy that does the video game reviews. You can call me the guy that does all the gun stuff now. What I have here today to show you is a high point. Now, for those of you
that does all the gun stuff now, because he didn't start off doing all the gun stuff. He just deteriorated over the time. You know, it makes me actually quite upset to see him, because he does look like he's going through issues. I expect his parents had a lot of problems, and you know, with him, and it's very difficult to cope with, you know, as a parent as well as for him.
Familiar with High Point, you might have a very low opinion of them, or you might have a high opinion of them. I think they're pretty decent, especially for the price. I have here a very classic 995. It shoots 9mm rounds. 10-round magazine comes standard with it.
Now, I don't think you can do this on YouTube now, even if you wanted to, because there's been so many problems, hasn't there, with shootings and that in America. I think, you know, when I put a video up and you go through, like, whether you want to monetize it or not, and it asks you all these questions, and one of the questions it asks you is, does your video show any, you know, firearms or glorification, blah blah blah, and you have to tick no or whatever. So I'm sure that's a result of things like this, because of course his YouTube now has been, well, I haven't told you what he did yet, but I will tell you soon. But his YouTube has been removed now. But I'm sure they're much more careful now, YouTube. Well, I know they are, about what goes up there, because they've had issues not only with him, with lots of YouTubers.
And you can also buy an optional 15-round magazine. But, you know, I like really big clips, so I wish it came with like a 50. So today, there's where I'm going to be shooting from. There's my 995 in the dirt, which is where you should never put any of your guns, of course. And I'm going to be shooting at these bottles across this little creek here. Hopefully I should, we'll see. So there's put it here, just a really old couch. That's all it is. Basically, what I'm going to do is, and this is pretty childish and ridiculous, is blow up the couch to the best of my 9mm abilities. So let's see what we can do.
Whatever.
Oh, whoa. I wouldn't want to be sitting on that couch right now.
Oh,
hello everyone, Linscape Productions is about to do something quite unique. We're about to start releasing and putting on the website all kinds of old classic movies that we used to have, movies that are years and years old. And the first one we'll be starting with, I'll be narrating as we go along.
Yeah, so now this was an earlier video that where he started off, he would be talking about anime, about cartoons and things, and he was just, you know, putting up old films and commentating on them. And at some point along the line, he started doing all those gun videos, and YouTube just was not as regulated then as it is now, and he slipped through the cracks, and he was doing that. And it all got like, as you can see, it all got like quite scary, didn't it, really? But he did loads of videos. This is another channel that has somehow managed to get hold of all these videos. High school girls, I'm not even going to put that on because I don't want to get banned from putting whatever. You know, you just never know. If YouTube's listening, they'll be like, oh, she's playing things about guns. But really, let's just have a look at this. Hey, I'm back with a new channel.
Hey guys, I have to whisper because it's really dark right now. I'm not gonna get this uploaded that quickly, but it's me, Mr. Enemy.
I mean, that's pretty spooky, isn't it? I think that's even spookier than the gun one, to be honest.
People might know me, and I somehow managed to sneak a phone into this place, so I was able to. Well, by the way, I'm in prison. I bet you already knew that, and I feel terrible for shooting at my family. Just, I snuck a phone into as a phone.
That can't really be him. That's got to be like a skit. That's giving me the creeps, so I'm going to turn that one off because I don't like it. What I really wanted to show was the last video he made before. Right, so let me tell you what he did. So one day he just decided, I think he'd been planning it for quite a while. He shot his whole family. So he shot his mum, his dad and his brother. And he then set out to shoot up his school. But he lost somewhere along the line, he just couldn't do it. Luckily, I mean, he'd already killed his own family and he loved his family. The reason he did it was because of what he was going to do, kill all the people at the school. So what he said was the reason he shot his family first, his mum, his dad and his brothers, because he didn't want them to find out what he'd done. And he wrote a message on the wall saying how much he loved them and how sorry he was, because what he was planning to do was kill his family, then go off and shoot up school and then kill himself. So that was his plan. And he gradually you know, and his brother that he murdered, he was in a lot of his videos. You know, they were a close family. It wasn't a family, you know, it wasn't that he had problems with his family, etc. or whatever. It's just an awful, awful thing. It stuck with me so much because just you could see from the very first videos that he was doing, he was a nice lad. You know, he was a nice lad. And then as time went on, he just started... Through his videos, you can see that his mental health started to deteriorate, and his videos got more and more violent. Like they would start off, they'd literally be like just little playful sketches between him and his friends, and reviewing anime films and stuff like that. So very, very sad the way he sort of deteriorated over the time. So anyway, he's in prison. You know, he's only in his 30s even now. So what was that about? So he was probably early 20s then when he did what he did, and he's got no family. You know, so that's also you know, awful, because there he is in prison, and he's killed the people that cared about him the most, so nobody's looking after him. You know, it's just awful. It's awful. Anyway, so he'd apparently been planning, I don't know if you've heard of the Columbine shootings, but he'd become obsessed with the Columbine shootings, which was two young teenage lads who went off and shot up their high school, and then killed themselves together. You know, did it together, and they weren't on YouTube exactly, but they did make a lot of videos that were found afterwards, you know, planning this. They had loads of guns. Where did these boys get these guns from? You know, where did they get them from? That's one thing I do criticise the parents for. Don't you notice when your teenage son is building up a bloody arsenal of guns? You know, you must notice that. Anyway, he said, yeah. So during his confession, he'd stated that the thing about my family is I would protect them with my life. But at the same time, if anyone was going to hurt them, it was going to be me. He killed his mother first in the garage, and then he realised there was no turning back. So he said he thought to himself, well, I'm committed already. I can't really go to my brother and my dad and say, oh, I just killed our mum. So he killed his brother next and then killed his father. Anyway, chickened out, luckily, of doing the actual school shooting, thank goodness. Now, let me see if I can find his last video. That's what I really wanted to show you. Then we're going to get on to something a bit happier. It's not very happy, this, I know, but the next YouTuber I'm going to talk about is happier. Why can't I find his last episode? Let's see. When he used to talk about things like Pokemon and stuff, you know, like kids things, the panda files, etc. You know, and then to go from that to talking about guns and stuff. Here it is. So we're gonna.
Well, hi everybody, it's Mr. Anime here, and I'm recording on my MacBook's web camera, and my MacBook's from like 4 years ago, so the web camera's not that great, so you'll have to bear with me. This is just an update video to let you guys know that I'm going to reward myself with probably a 2 or 3 week break coming up here from YouTube videos, anime reviews in particular. I might do some blog stuff. I want to thank you guys a lot for sticking with me and watching the channel. I got more subscribers than ever. I have more views than ever, and everything is going really good. So I'll probably be putting out some blog videos, like I said, and I hope you enjoy those blog videos. I hope you definitely enjoy those. And the Google AdSense thing has been going great, and I really appreciate you guys clicking on my page. Well, I won't say it, but you guys know what to do. And I'll see you with some blog videos. Thanks for watching my channel.
Okay, so anyway, it's all online. If you wanted to watch any more, you know, just
Stuffy out here.
it's all online anyway. Sorry, hang on, let me just stop it. Why is it not moving?
Don't move, Mr. Anime.
No, these are the daft videos.
How did you get in here?
You know, you can see
You look like the same guy that attacked me during my AMV contest video.
We're all part of the same club, the AAA, the Anti-Anime Association.
So he went from doing sort of daft things like that were sort of slightly weirdy, but like teenage boys do anyway, to doing like full-on weird stuff. So that was Mr. Anime. He's now in prison. As I say, God knows what he thinks now, whether he's received help now, I presume, for his whatever, you know, mental illness. He obviously had a mental illness. Nobody does that. Just, you know, that is definitely. I do think he was either had a mental illness or, you know, drugs do affect young people's minds, especially. You know, sometimes people can take drugs when they're older, but when they're young like that, their brains are just forming. It can cause a lot of problems. So that he was someone from a long time ago, from when YouTube was first starting off. And since then, of course, there's been lots of YouTubers who've made millions out of YouTube, done really well. And we're going to look at one now. And I'm smiling because do you know, it's funny, I'd heard of this YouTuber, but I thought I just wanted to find somebody who was you know, somebody else who was talking about how the mental health impact of being a successful YouTuber. This YouTuber is one of the most successful YouTubers. And I'd heard of him, but I'd never ever watched a video until today. And they are good. They are interesting. And some of you may know about him. This is MrBeast. I know some of you will know about him. As I say, I'd sort of heard of him. He's sort of something that I'd sort of heard of, but I'd never watched one of his videos. I didn't even know what he looked like. I wouldn't have known who he was if I fell over him. So let's have a look at MrBeast, and he is one of the most popular YouTubers at the moment, and you can see why, because he is good. He's a good YouTuber. His videos are good. They're interesting. Let me put him up here. Let's have a look at his channel. I've just subscribed to him today. So I've added to his millions of subscribers. I mean, you won't have noticed my one little subscribe. So subscribe for a cookie. I was very disappointed. Oh, sorry, I need to share that, don't I? I was very disappointed that I didn't get a cookie, because when it said subscribe for a cookie, I think I was hoping I might get a cookie, but you don't get a real cookie. So subscribe for a cookie. I didn't get a cookie, but anyway, so this is him, MrBeast, and he's got 232 million subscribers. 232 million. Oh my God. I bet he doesn't do any live streams. You couldn't keep up with them, could you? And he's only got 774 videos on his channel. So he's only made, or say he's only made, wait till you see his videos. I mean, they take some making. He's only made 774 videos. Hey, shut up. Stop. And the other thing is, well, it did make me laugh, because when I looked at his membership, if you join as a member, it's only £4.99 a month, €4.99 a month. But you know, when he's talking about the perks, when you're looking to join someone's channel and you want to see what the perks are, he just says, you get nothing. I just need money to fund my expensive videos. So, which is true, because apparently it costs, my son reckon it cost, he watches him, he loves him. He costs about $1 million to make a video, MrBeast videos. You know, they're pretty, so that's where your membership money goes. You don't get any other perks. You just get nothing. He just needs money to make his videos. Well, at least he's honest, because you know, some people offer you a membership and give you absolutely nothing. So you know, at least he's offering something, which is good videos. Okay, so this is his channel, and he's got an Instagram. And we're going to look at one of his videos in a minute. He does these really sort of, well, I didn't understand what he did until, anyway, we're going to look at some of his videos. What we're going to look at first is, and the reason that I found him really is, I wanted to mention another YouTuber, like one more recent. So I talked about Trey Sesler, Mr. Anime. That's, as I say, a case that's just always stuck in my head, because there he was, he had everything going for him, he was doing well with his YouTube channel and everything, then he just lost the plot and had a mental breakdown. Now, whether it was to do with the YouTube or not, I don't know. It may be, you know, I do think when people get lost in the computer too much, they lose touch with reality. So I do think it was probably part of it with Mr. Anime, but not the whole thing. A lot of it was the drugs, and probably maybe he just had a mental illness anyway. Now, so when I was looking for, let me share this tab. When I was looking for a more recent YouTuber to spotlight, this came up as MrBeast talking about his mental breakdown. Now, the interesting thing about MrBeast as well, he's got Asperger's, he's autistic. So he's made this channel, you know, in adversity, really. And I think part of the reason he's been successful is because of his autism, etc., because he is driven, you know. It's like, it's his, sometimes, you know, he talks about in here how he has to decompress sometimes, but how difficult it is, you know, because he's so into, you know, this channel has sort of taken over. Because the thing about YouTube is it's not like a job where you're doing 9 to 5, is it? So you're not going to work at 9 and finishing at 5. You'd have to be very what's the word, disciplined to do that, because you want to do more. It's the same with me, and I'll find myself at 8 o'clock at night researching something, or even in the middle of the night or whatever, or something pops up in the news and you want to talk about it. So it's difficult to switch off. It's not like a job where you've got a start time and a finish time. So this is him, MrBeast. I don't know what his real name is. It's something Donaldson, I think. Anyway, so Donaldson did not specify what exactly he meant by a mental breakdown, but he did say that he recovers by taking a few hours off to watch anime. I found that interesting because, of course, Mr. Anime, that's what he used to do, watch these anime, these cartoon things, aren't they? And he does it as well. That's how he sort of switches off. So he said he tries to take phone calls while he's walking so he can fit in some exercise without taking away from his work time. So it sounds like he's just constantly, he's in this, he calls it a grind mode. So he says there have been periods where he's decided to work for 7 or 8 days non-stop on YouTube content. So if he's on the autism spectrum, I suppose he will get these these like obsessions about things. And then but having said that, I don't know if I must check if I'm on the spectrum, because I do get that as well. You just, when I'm doing something, it's like when I've written the books and the Spanish books that I've written, or my book about me, it's like once I get into it, it's like you want to lock yourself away and not even speak to anyone or do anything. You've just got to keep doing it. And then it's like, I've finished, and then you can relax for a bit. But it's like an all or nothing thing, isn't it? It sounds like he is that, but it's been successful for him, of course. So he said, weirdly enough, the best thing for my mental health was giving in to my nature, my innate nature to work, he told Fridman. And the most depressed I get is when I try to restrict it. Like, say I don't work weekends, or I don't work on a certain day. What's best for me is just to work when I feel like working. I found that really interesting because, sometimes you do feel, oh God, it's Saturday, I'm not going to do anything today. But then something comes up on the news or whatever, or you get an idea and I think, I think I might just do a video. And he's saying you should give into that. Just give into it. Rest when you feel like it. Work when you feel like it, and not think that you have to do it on certain days. And something that was interesting as well is he might have been on that Titanic voyage. The little submarine that went to the bottom to look at the Titanic, and everybody was killed on it. He was thinking of going on that. Let's just click into that a minute. So MrBeast reveals he may have been on the ill-fated Titanic submarine voyage. So Jimmy Donaldson, aka MrBeast, reveals how he almost went on the Ocean Gate expeditions trip and escaped what could have been his death. Anyway, good job he didn't go, wasn't it? Good job he didn't go, getting with all that money. He revealed that he was invited to join that voyage that ended in the lives of its crew. Goodness me. I wonder why he decided not to go on it. Anyway, yeah. You wouldn't have got me on it. You'd have had to, you could have paid me as much money as you wanted to pay me. You would not have got me on that, I'm afraid. That is just not me. Ugh. The claustrophobia and that tiny little thing and right under the ocean and that. Just, sorry. These people must be intelligent because they were all rich, but, they weren't intelligent as far as that's concerned. Why is this clicking like that? Anyway, so they've got a little interview with him here. We just watch a bit of this. I don't know whether I'm allowed really to watch this or not. When I say allowed, whether they'll...
Tears came down my cheeks. I was like, I've never felt this way before.
Do you have aspirations of getting married?
Whoa, I didn't see that coming.
MrBeast a fucking moron. That's like a constant battle for me. I have a mental breakdown every other week.
Something I want to talk to you about is the term beastification.
This is like a crazy sentence.
But do you feel like people judge your moves?
Just changing that took it from like a B to like an A++.
Do you feel like you're coming into a different state of being?
Yeah, I've never talked about this before. So this is gonna be a weird couple sentences, but
This is an interview with two other YouTubers.
do you guys do intros or how does this work?
That was the intro.
I knew you were gonna say that. I set that up so you could make that joke.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit me with it. Oh,
An
okay.
alley-oop from Jimmy.
Yeah. Anyways, we're in it.
We're in it, man. We did this almost exactly 2 years ago in this exact same spot.
Crazy.
And dude, being here it's so different.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You want to explain to them so they know the
Yeah,
difference?
I think first off, there's a lot of stuff in here. Last time
Yeah.
we were in here, it was completely empty.
Yeah. You know, last time we did a podcast, I would tell you to overlay things and you guys never overlaid it.
No,
I know.
So are you going to overlay the footage this
No,
time
man,
of the
come
last
on.
time? Oh, okay.
That's- yeah, we'll keep it going. I know there's
Okay.
such a funny moment.
They're
in
like,
the
oh,
pod-
we got like 20 million views
yeah.
last time.
Anyway, obviously we're not going to watch the whole thing, but yeah, it makes me smile. Actually, it does make me smile. But let's have a look. What we're going to have a look at now is one of his videos. So for the very first time, I watched one of his videos today, and I thought it was really, really good. And I watched this one. So this is called "Survive 100 Days Trapped and Win $500,000." So I'll let you see the beginning of it where he explains to you. Obviously, we're not going to watch the whole video because it's 30 minutes long, but which isn't that long, really. To be honest, I would definitely recommend that you watch it because I must like it actually. Oh, he's only got 4.7 million likes. Well, now he's got 4.7 million likes and one. You'd be chuffed about that. I expect he's sat there looking to see how many likes he gets. Let's have a look. I'm just going to go and get some water. Yeah. So basically, what he's done is he's brought these two unsuspecting people. Could you see that? High blank faces. Yeah. So what he's done is he's brought two people together who have never met before, a man and a woman, or young man and a young woman, and he's put them in this isolation chamber, and they've got to stay in there for 100 days to win the money. And the thing is, the catch is as well, it doesn't matter if they've both got to stay, even though they don't know each other, they've both got to stay in there for 100 days. So if one of them decides to leave, the other one's lost the money as well. So it's quite intriguing. Let's have a look again. Let's just have another look at the video. Would you do it for $500,000? Go into an isolation chamber for 100 days. Now, 100 days, that's quite a long time, isn't it? That's 3 months. I think maybe I could do it for a couple of weeks. I don't know. Depend who you're in there with as well, wouldn't it? But 100 days is a long, long time. But anyway, let's have a look.
Yeah. This is actually like an insane asylum.
They're currently looking at all the stuff we put in there. We gave them enough food for 100 days.
Which is healthy, but basically the exact same thing over and over again.
We also gave them their own private bathroom, which comes with a shower, and obviously has no cameras inside, and a bed to sleep on. They have everything they need to survive 100 days. It's just a question of, do they want it?
I got a comb. I don't know if I've ever combed my hair in my life.
Interesting.
See how they're both standing on different sides of the room? They're so awkward. When I had them take their blindfolds off, that was legitimately the first time they had ever met.
I just keep thinking of the feeling like of exiting.
Oh yeah.
How good is that gonna feel?
Yeah, so he puts them in this room, you can see, and that you'll, as I say, we're not going to watch the video all the way through, we'll watch little bits of it. But the thing that annoyed them the most as time went on was the brightness in the room, and that would get to me. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I can't sleep with lights on. Even if the lights on outside my door and I can see it under the doorway, I don't like it. You know, I like to sleep in total darkness. But the lights, that would be definitely the most thing that would get to me. Now, so they start off, they're getting to know each other. This is day 4, like they've had to put these things over their bed to try and shade the lights a bit because it's so difficult to sleep otherwise.
On day 5, they made a sign-in sheet, which was really just an elaborate trick.
What is this?
You have to sign our sign-in sheet.
Oh, these are our camera people.
Yeah, this is everyone that's come in today.
Wait a minute. You're having them do this so you can track the date and the time. Hold up.
I need to borrow this.
No, I wrote the date. I wrote the date.
Which I gotta say was pretty smart. But by the time we got to day 7, anything considered smart was thrown out the window.
Bailey's lost it. He's whipping the poor.
Yeah, I bet he's never stood a chance. 5 more throws, but I only need 1. Let's freaking go, baby.
It's actually crazy to me that already on day 9 of this challenge, they're bored enough to expose the red line. That if they cross.
Yeah, so they can leave at any time. They can just press that thing and go. But once they go over the red line, they've lost the $500,000. Could you do it? Could you? 100 days is a long, long time. I don't think I could do it.
Cross, they lose every dollar of their prize money.
It is now day number 10. How you doing, Nolan?
Good.
And I got a pretty interesting offer.
Oh!
So what he does now to sort of make it harder for them or to maybe make it easier for them, but he's going to come in and offer them a treat, if you like, but they've got to lose some of their prize money. So let me just, yeah.
If you actually want it, you'll have to pay for it with some of your prize money. And first, for day 10,
We're going to give you the option to buy a private chef. They'll cook you whatever you want between now and the end of the challenge for $50,000.
before you answer, if you want to give up some of your prize money,
We're going to let you have a nice meal.
Use this as a
So the first offer he makes them is for $50,000. He will give them a private chef for the rest of the time that they're in there. So remember that the food that they've been eating so far is completely bland. You know, it's like it's just sort of tins of chicken or beef or pork, veggies and that, but nothing is seasoned. It's just in these cans. It's just food to keep them alive. It's got no taste. And now he's saying to them, for $50,000, you can have a private chef. I think I would have accepted that. I mean, I thought, because they're only about 10 days in and they've got another 90 days to go. So what would you do? Would you have paid the 50,000? What do you think they'll do?
floor for your imagination as to what you could be eating for 90 more days.
You are kidding me.
50 grand's a lot, though.
Okay, let's not think about it right now.
These look like some people that have only ate canned chicken for 10 days.
I love just looking at the sky.
You forget that they literally haven't seen the sun in 10 days.
Now I feel bad.
After eating.
Hi, Amethyst. Hi, Catherine. Hope I haven't missed anyone coming in because I can't see the chat when I'm on the video. But I saw what you just said, DMV, and it's high production, isn't it? Do you think I could do so? I could do a little thing like this, you know, like with very low budget. Very low budget, it'd be nothing like that. But it's interesting, isn't it? These sort of videos are interesting. I really enjoyed watching this today and wondering. So what they've done is they've fed them with you know, one fantastic meal, and then they've got to decide, are they going to take that offer, £50,000, dollars off their prize money, and they can have good food for the rest of the time they're in there? What do you think they said?
This, the thought of that food is like grossing me out even worse.
Rough.
They're starting to talk about whether they should take it.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, yeah. This was a good first one to tempt us with.
Oh no.
Oh, hey, Jimmy.
All right, it's time for the decision. Would you pay $50,000 to have this for the rest of the challenge?
Nope.
I think we decided no.
Really? I honestly didn't think you guys would.
Yeah, so they decided no. And you're probably right, DMV. You probably started with much lower budget. This is where your memberships are going. I suppose if you've got millions of viewers who are all paying $4.99 for membership, no wonder he's saying you don't get any perks. What you're saying is you get good videos. So apparently, yeah, $1 million every time he produces a video now. Be interesting, wouldn't it, to look back at his very first videos, what they were like. I might have a look in a minute when we've watched this. This is a recent one. He probably, didn't start off so high budget. But it's really interesting. Anyway, so they said no to that. Let's have a look at day 15. So this was...
We're getting used to were the constant beaming lights.
It's just so bright in there. I came to the bathroom because the light, you can keep it off. So it's nice and like dark in here.
Once it gets super late at night, I physically feel my eyes stinging just because of how bright the lights are in here.
And because it was so hard for them to get any sleep, I had the perfect offer planned for day 20.
Congrats, you're 20% done. Are you two ready for the offer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your day 20 offer is simple. I will give you each a smart bed
That are super comfortable and combined will cost $50,000 of your prize money.
I will also give you this iPad with the ability to turn off the lights.
Dang.
They have exactly 1 hour to decide if they want to spend $50,000 of their prize money.
For these beds, and the ability to turn off the lights.
The answer might be yes.
I haven't seen.
So what do you think they're going to say to this? I think I definitely would have said yes to this. A nice comfy bed, but the most important thing for me would to be able to turn off the lights, because the thought of having all that bright light for 100 days, oh my God, I can't imagine anything worse. It'd be just awful. I would just be going mad. So let's see, let's fast forward it a bit, see what they say.
I think we should. It's only 10% of our money.
It's decision time. Your 1 hour is up. This is what your eyeballs could have, but if you say no, this is what you're stuck with for 80 days straight. Do you want these comfortable beds?
I'm actually okay with whatever you say.
5, 4,
Oh my gosh.
3,
I'm happy with whatever you say.
2.
Yeah, notice how the man leaves it to the woman to decide. So he just goes, I'm happy with whatever you say. I'm happy with whatever you say. Talk about big responsibility. So she's like got to say yes or no. And he's saying, I'm happy with whatever you say, but I wonder if he really is. But he's just ducked out of it completely, making the decision and left it to her.
2,
Yes or no? Bailey, yes or
1. What's your decision?
no?
Really? Okay, well,
No, he's saying to her, leave it to you, leave it to you. And then he's like, he's absolutely distraught when she says no. Dear me.
Did not see that one coming.
I think I made a mistake, maybe.
Oh, what a heavy mistake.
I cannot believe you guys said no. I'll leave you alone for a couple of days. I hope you don't regret your decision.
Bye.
Bye.
I think we made the right decision. I can't believe that in the heat of
Movies in here.
We can watch this documentary about Nolan.
So it makes a few of these offers as time goes on. So far, they've not given any of their money away. Now I think he's offering them some DVDs and things like that, books, etc. Let me see if I can show you.
Tomorrow is day 50, so I'm going to use toilet paper to do streamers and decorate the room.
It's day 50. Oh,
Oh, hey.
so what do you think your surprise is today?
I have no idea.
This one is a very big one. All right, so the offer for day 50 is $20,000 for the both of you to see your families. They're in the other room watching that feed, and they can hear everything we're saying.
Hey, I miss you guys. I love you and I miss you.
I'll be back in 10 minutes to hear if you're going to take the offer. Good luck. 10 minutes.
This feels like a
So do you think they'll accept the offer to see their family?
pretty easy decision. What are your thoughts?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
This might be the only chance in this challenge to see them until the end. I think it's a no-brainer personally. So it's up to you on if we spend the 20 grand for both.
Of course, I want to see my parents too.
He keeps doing it again. It's up to you. It's up to you. He's leaving it to her to make the decision. But, you know, it's funny. Look, the family want to see them, but I don't think I would do that, to be honest.
He's a yes and she's a no.
Mom, Dad, tell me what to do.
All right. What are you thinking? Where are you guys at?
He's been a yes from the beginning,
As soon as you said it.
About 10 seconds left.
but it's my mom's birthday today. And we're saying yes.
All right, give me $20,000 and I'll go get them.
Best 10K ever spent, I think.
Okay, Dave's paid the 20 grand. Come on in.
I'm so excited.
It's her mum's birthday. That particularly. Oh, he's cruel, isn't he? It gets crueler. Wait till you get to the end of it. He's very cruel. But anyway, so they do spend $20,000 to see their family. They've already spent $20,000 on getting some books and coffee. So they've, you know, he's managed to. So their prize money now is down to $460,000.
Might be worth it.
Imagine it is something great and we said no.
Would it ever be a car?
Well, it could be. It could actually be the keys to a car.
Yeah, so what they're doing now is give them a mystery package so they don't know what it is. That would be a definite no for me. If you don't know what it is, I'd just say no. If I don't know what it is, I'm saying no.
It's not going to be equal to the value that we're spending.
She's right. It's almost 3 times more.
I don't feel confident in the yes.
Then let's say no.
But are you sure?
Yeah, if you're not confident.
I just know they would never do a car.
Yeah, they would.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like they could do anything. Let's just say no.
Wait, now you have me wanting to say yes.
Decision time.
Okay, do you want to spend $50,000 to keep what's inside this box? Yes or no?
No.
Really? What is your answer?
I'm going with no.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys didn't take it. Do you want to unlock it?
Sure.
All right, inside is $50,000, so you would have got your money back. And then you want to open up that stack of money, just grab that. Here is a Tesla key for you and a Tesla key for you.
I'm so sorry.
They would have gotten their money back plus these 2 Teslas for free.
Oh, I want to cry.
Let's close this.
Oh God, that is real mind torture, isn't it? Oh my God.
That's literally my dream.
We're going to head out. You leave their beef. Thank you. Bye.
Just to let you know, sometimes he does give them these things anyway at the end. So they may have ended up getting them. You know, I suppose it depends how much money he's made out of the video. If he's got loads of money out of the video, sometimes he does. He is quite philanthropic like that.
That's wild.
Bailey, they got us Teslas.
Here is everything you said no to so far in this challenge. Before I tell them the price tag, I'm going to move everything in here. I'm going to make it as easy as possible for them to say yes. Nolan, Chris, put those by the TV.
Oh.
As much as I love to bully Nolan, he's just dumb.
Here's a bed.
If you guys say no, we have to move all of this back out.
Well, then give us a good price.
What you are considering buying is these 2 $30,000 beds, a brand new mystery box. This one doesn't have 50 grand inside. It has something else.
Sounds like 25 grand.
1 phone call each, Spice's Monopoly, every single movie in the Walmart movie aisle. And lastly, the cook you said no to.
Oh, there is a plate of food.
I see a lot of good food.
And to remind you how good it is, here's some chicken Alfredo.
That looks so good.
It's time to find out how much this will cost you. Behind these curtains is a number. If you bid higher than that number, you get everything here for the rest of the challenge. But if you say $1, 1 penny lower, you get nothing. I'll give you an hour to figure out your bid.
I'm thinking, what if it's like way low and they want us to say 150 grand?
I think if we bid 75, that would be too little. They're thinking at
look at everything you're interested in, and recommend you products you love.
This is the only wild card because we know what beds are and we know what movies are. We don't know what's in here.
I have a feeling I want whatever's inside.
It's actually a third contestant.
And when you're ready to buy, you can speed through checkout using Shop Pay.
Let's do this.
Oh, this is
80 grand 101. Because it's day 70. I don't want to go under 70. I feel like this is like gives us space.
In one place, so you'll know exactly when they'll arrive for the benefits of. It's a beautiful, amazing app. Download the Shop app. Okay, what is your bid? If it's $1 below mine, you get nothing.
$100,101.
Chandler, reveal it.
69.
Ah, we did it! Yes!
You overpaid by 30.
I don't care. We did the bed!
Yo, this is the most excited I've been so far.
Gosh.
And this mystery box, which I did clarify was different.
Okay, so they go through all this and all these pain and these difficult decisions, and they come to the end. I'm going to fast forward it now, right to the end. So they get to the end, they've managed 100 days, and you think, oh, great, you know, we're there, or they're on the, you know, the 99th day or whatever. Oh, no, not as easy as that. He then gives them a...
He was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. It's too much money.
We would never speak again.
You guys have become like such close friends.
I don't know. You get to know.
He then gives them, did you ever used to watch the program Golden Balls? It was on the UK TV, where at the end, so two people who didn't know each other would have to, it was with Jasper Carrot, wasn't it? They would have to accumulate money through, was it general knowledge? Or was it from the balls, the golden balls, whatever? And then at the end, they'd have a pool of money. So say they had £100,000, then they would have to decide whether to split or steal. And if one of them decided to steal and the other one decided to split, the one who decided to steal would get all the money and the one who decided to split wouldn't get anything. Whereas if they both decided to steal, neither of them would get anything. And if they both decided to split, they'd get half each. I don't know if you ever watched that program. I used to, it's not on anymore. I don't know why, but it was really brutal sometimes. You know, people would steal. You know, people are not nice, are they? And then other people would steal because they thought the other one was going to steal. So you're in that sort of situation where you think, do I steal? Do I split? Are they going to steal? Oh my God, you know, it's like, you know, what a choice. Do you remember it? Just incredible. So that's what he's done with them. So they've got to the end. They've got $359,800 why would that work? $359,899 left from the things that, because they've bought things along the way. That's what they've got left in the prize money. And now they've got to decide, are they going to split or steal? What do you think that they're going to do? So they're going to just talk about it now. Let's have a look. Now, bear in mind that they have got to know each other over these 100 days. You know, but even so, they don't know each other really. They've got to know each other. But, you know, once they finish this, I suppose they'll never see each other again. So they don't really owe each other anything.
Phone's on top of them. She can't hear us. What's going through your head?
I don't even know. Susie, if you put steal, I can't imagine. What do you say to somebody that steals 180 whatever?
Maybe you get ahead of it and you steal it.
There.
Did you hear that? Bailey actually might. Bailey might.
All right, throw the music back in his ears. What if while we were over there, he was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. It's too much money.
We would never speak again.
You guys have become like such close friends.
I don't know. You get to know anyone, and when you've gone through the same thing and like how hard this challenge has been, we both deserve half for sure. But now you make me nervous. Like I could do it too.
Whoa. What did she just say?
Maybe it'll be a case of you think you know someone. I don't know.
If both of them press the steal button, they literally spend 100 days in this room together for absolutely nothing.
There's 30 seconds left in the challenge. At the very last second, I want you both to place your vote. Do you want to walk away with 360 grand or half of it? No one speak. Carl and Chris, you two don't talk either.
I know that Susie's gonna split, but the thought of walking away with almost $360,000, that could do so much.
Do you want to split the money or steal it?
The fact that I entered this challenge,
3,
knowing that there would be pretty dark times ahead,
2,
and I still overcame all those things.
1.
There's no price you could put on that.
No way.
If the room turns red, then someone stole. If the room turns green, then you split the money. You both chose split. Congratulations, that's right. There you go. Here's your money. And both out here.
And like I said earlier in the video, don't forget to download the Shop app. If you go on my store in the Shop app, you can tell me whatever you want for the holiday, and I'm going to be fulfilling thousands of wishes. You can say like a Tesla, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Beast Gold bars, doesn't matter. Thank you, Shop app. I appreciate you so much. And as always, let's blow this place up.
So what do you think? So it's a really good channel. I mean, that was I really enjoyed that video. It was really interesting. I'm wondering, whether they were going to, split or steal. And it's so lovely that they split. It gave you a nice warm feeling. Imagine if they stole it, it'd be awful. Going through 100 days of all that shit, and then somebody steals it off you. God, so yeah, so you can see why MrBeast, and I'm sure, as I say, his videos didn't start off like that. We're going to have a look in a minute. I'll see if I can find, don't know if I'll be able to find like his very first video or anything, but he's, developed this YouTube channel. It's brilliant, isn't it? And I suppose, yeah, you'd start off with little things. I'm going to have to think about it, isn't it? But, it's good. It's really good, and I really enjoyed watching it. And you could say, so he has this shop app that he advertised about halfway through, and then he gives away things as well. So he's got millions of subscribers, and he must earn millions of dollars. But he gives away millions of dollars as well. It's lovely, actually, that side of it. So. But it was interesting what he was saying about the mental health side of things. So I've only highlighted 2 YouTubers tonight, like one from a while ago who did completely crack up and end up murdering his family, not necessarily because of YouTube, but there are quite a lot of YouTubers that do just, disappear into the ether or, have some sort of breakdown or whatever, or just stop, get successful. What I find ironic is, they build up their channel. Their whole thing is about building up their channel and being successful. And then they get successful and they just lose it, And I think it was it reminds me of John Lennon said, a lot of famous people say the same thing, because famous people like the Beatles or anyone who comes from a, humble background, you're always trying to get there. And it was John Lennon who said, as you spend all your time trying to get there, and then you get there and you realize there is no there, because nothing, it's like you're always chasing something. Life's a bit like that, isn't it? People want the bigger car and they think, oh, they'll be happier if they have a bigger house, or if only they had a better job, or if only they had a boyfriend, or if only they had a girlfriend, or if only they had children, or if only they had this, that, or the other. And really, happiness is something that people find inside themselves. And sometimes people have got nothing, hardly anything, simple lives. They're the happiest people, aren't they, sometimes? So it's mental health is this always chasing a dream, and I think this is like what horrible channels like, what's his name? Andrew Tate tried to give to young boys, if they've got loads of money and if they've got like a 6-pack and if they do this, they'll be happy. Well, they won't be happy if they've got all those things. They can have all those things and still not be happy. Happiness is a very difficult thing to define, I think. And as I say, sometimes people who've hardly got anything, they're the happiest people of all. Oh, bye, Amethyst. Sorry, I didn't speak. Hi, Caroline. So yeah, what do you think of it? Did you enjoy the MrBeast? Do you think it's a good video? Yeah, it's a bit I think it's a bit cruel in the end with the split or steal. You know, I don't know. I'd have to, let's have a look at his videos. I wonder if anyone, if he's ever done one, if he's done that before, and if anyone actually did steal. God, let's have a look at something. So look, you've got survive 100 days traps. Let me just share his channel. I rescued 100 abandoned dogs.
In this video, we're gonna help over 100 different stray dogs find a loving home.
Something all of these dogs have in common is that they were abandoned or rescued from kill shelters. Some of them would have even been dead by the time this video was uploaded. Which is why I brought all of them here to this massive dog sanctuary to get every one of them adopted.
And to show you how serious we're taking this video, we have an army of trainers, walkers, and even an entire team dedicated to giving the dogs scratches. Make sure they get lots of love. I want the doggos happy.
And the doggos were happy, especially once the first adopter showed up.
Welcome, come on in.
What?
You're gonna adopt a dog even though you already have one?
Yes, we want a small dog to be friends with this guy.
And if you're wondering where these two random people came from, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a statewide ad campaign to get as many people here as possible.
What do you think of Biscuit?
Oh, she's cute.
If you're interested, we can take them to the park and let them play together.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Oh, they're running together.
Yes, we love her.
You wanna proceed to the next step?
Yes, please. We love her so much.
One down, 99 more to go.
I can't believe I've never watched this channel before. It's bloody brilliant. You know, it's lovely. Nice and heartwarming, isn't it? So, in this one, he rescues 100 abandoned dogs. Let's see. There's one, oh, it says content not available in your location. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
But wait, there's actually one more surprise.
There's actually one more surprise.
And then go to the beach painting, turn it around, and show them what it says on the back.
Get the picture?
No way!
Thanks, guys.
With Dave now a part of the team, we were adopting dogs faster than ever before.
How's it going?
Oh, they're so cute.
Are you taking both of them?
Yeah.
You're not.
The belly rub.
Good boy.
Oh, thank you for the puppies, MrBeast.
And it was really beautiful. At the start of this video, we had 100 dogs that had been left in kill shelters or abandoned. But now only 2 remain, leaving us with Star Crunch and Dorley. And while people are coming to adopt, neither dog seemed to fit what they were looking for.
For a small dog, we don't actually have any small dogs left.
I was really looking for like a younger dog.
Yeah, no worries.
Do you guys have any small dogs?
Sadly, we don't have any more.
We were starting to worry that we wouldn't find these two a home, and there was nothing left to do but wait.
Star Crunch and Dorley. Oh, how's it going? What up?
Hi.
These are our final 2.
It's like the last pick in dodgeball.
I'm looking for this one,
All
man.
right, Star Crunch can be incredibly shy when she meets
New people. But Star Crunch gravitated right to him.
We'll call you Crunch.
Win him over, Crunch.
You're watching all these dogs get adopted. No.
Dorley.
And even though it was exciting to watch Star Crunch get adopted, it was sad to see Dorley all by herself.
Oh my God, she's actually sad. She's like, just realized what happened.
And now we have 1. And we're going to give whoever adopts Dorley over there an even bigger surprise than everyone else. And since she's the only dog left, she doesn't need a kennel. This entire building is her kennel.
She's so fast.
We made sure to give Dorley all the attention the last dog deserved, as we waited and waited and waited until finally one person walked in.
How's it going, man? This is Dorley.
Hey.
Oh, she seems to like you.
Yeah. She was saved after being abandoned during Hurricane Idalia, and now she's just looking for a forever home.
I think she just found one.
But before you can take Dorley home,
one person has to approve of it.
I hate seeing her here. If no one takes her home, I'll take her.
How's it going? I need you to give your blessing, okay?
Taylor's super happy.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to give him the paperwork. Take care.
Congratulations.
Oh, I just hung up on Dave.
He's way too big for you to do that.
Congratulations on adopting Dorley.
and as a reward for adopting the 100th dog, we have
$20,000 in cash for you.
Are you serious?
You have to promise us you will always take care of her.
Right here.
I have one final surprise for the people that helped us get all these dogs adopted. Come on in. As a thank you for
Yeah, I love him already. He's rescuing the dogs. Yeah, and on another one, he had 500 dogs adopted. But anyway, it's good. It's good. I enjoy that channel. So I do. Yeah, congratulations, Dorley. Hi, Nick. Oh my God. Well, Nick, next time you're looking for a dog, contact MrBeast because you might get $20,000 in cash as well. Just let me have a quick look at the other one that he did. So that was 100 abandoned dogs. And then there's another video on there where he rescues 500 dogs. So yeah, it sounds right. So he's doing nice things, isn't he? You've got 7 days in solitary confinement, saving the dogs. That survive 100 days trap that we watched, and $10,000 every day you survive in a grocery store. So they're interesting. Where's the 500 dogs one? There was definitely one where he saved 500 dogs. I spent 7 days buried alive. The world's deadliest laser maze. So yeah, interesting, aren't they? The last one to leave the circle wins. Squid Game in real life. I love that series, Squid Game. Now, I would do that. Would you sit in snakes for $10,000? Yeah, I'm not scared of snakes. I would definitely sit in snakes. Yeah. So, he's interesting. So it might be worth give him another subscribe. Help him get to, 20 million or however many subscribers. So, yeah. Well, Katrina is a billionaire now, but I think he started off he started off, he's a guy with Asperger's, started off a YouTube channel and he's gradually built it up to this. So, yeah, good for him. And it's good that he's doing good things as well. I mean, obviously it's for publicity, it's for his YouTube channel and he's doing well out of it. But along the way that he's doing well out of it, he's bringing some love, isn't it, for the dogs and things like that. So yeah, it's lovely, isn't it, really? So I'm glad I found him anyway. So at least we're finishing on something positive. So the what's the word, the moral of tonight's story about YouTubing is, because the reason that I sort of did what started off thinking about this video, it's been quite a long time that I've been thinking of doing a video about Mr. Anime, the unfortunate the other YouTuber that we talked about who was successful in his YouTube channel but didn't manage to turn it into something good. In fact, he had a mental breakdown and murdered his family. And then I wanted to look at a more recent YouTuber, but MrBeast as well has said how it can affect his mental health. Now, I wonder if when you get to that size of a channel, do you even worry about trolls? You wouldn't, would you? I think I think with trolling and things like that, you probably get to a point, probably in the beginning you don't worry about it because you probably don't get trolled that much in the beginning when you've got tiny little channel. And then when it gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, and you get it then, and depending on what I've noticed is it depends on the subject that you're talking about. Of course, as you know, it's whenever you try and talk about Nicola Bully that you always get the trolls. And when I say trolls, I'm not talking about people who just don't agree with you. I'm talking about really nasty people. You can't expect everyone to agree with you. And I know that's not going to happen. I'm not stupid enough to think that it will. But it's the way sometimes people disagree with you, isn't it? Or the way, well, you all know because you look on other channels as well and you see what other channels do to other channels. There's this sort of, I don't understand this obsession with what other channels are doing. Just get on with what you're doing, But then I suppose that starts to happen when you get a little bit more. I mean, you know, not obviously as popular as MrBeast. But so then what point does it get to where you really don't care? I remember seeing James English say that he just now trolling, and that just, it's like water off a duck's back. But you must go through that period where you are being trolled, and then you must get to a point where you just don't care. You know, it's just like, oh, right, okay, you know. So I don't know when that happens. But yeah, it's interesting. YouTube's an interesting world, a very interesting world. Where's Riley? Oh, my dogs are upstairs at the moment, and the German Shepherd is downstairs. That's why she was destroying the toys. She is if you forget, because my dogs, they love their little toys with the squeakers in. Now this is Riley's favourite toy. He loves it. It's got a squeaker in the head. So Riley loves this. He carries it around with him. You can see it's filthy. Actually, it needs to go in the washing machine. He's only had it a week. He's never separated from it, but he didn't take it up with him when he went up. You know, we swap over the dogs because they can't all be together, because Madam doesn't like any competition. Do you know what I mean? She's like, she likes to be the only one. She's she's laid upside down on the sofa at the moment like that. So, you know, like the Queen, as she does. But yeah, if we forget to pick up the toys, she gets them, and her whole mission in life is to get the squeak out of him. So once she's got the squeak out of him, she don't care. She leaves him alone. She'll never touch it again. But she's this poor little rabbit. She just wanted the squeak out of the head, and I just got it off her before it happened. So I will be able to sew that up and give it back to Riley, or not have to sew it up and give it back to him. But I think Shelley was saying earlier, you know, for German Shepherds, because they've got really strong jaws. But we have got some Kong toys, like her ball is a squeaky ball, but it's one of those Kong ones, and she can't do it. Oh, Katrina, you are cyberbullying. Oh, this is what I mean. See, cyberbullying, it's the worst sort of bullying, really, because you can never escape it. So if I was sat here and you know, your phone pings and you get a horrible message or a horrible comment or whatever, it's not like, how can I explain? So it feels like it's there, doesn't it, with you in your room, in your house, you know, your house where you should fit. It's hard to switch off from cyberbullying. I think it's a horrible, of course, a lot of young people, it leads to tragedy, doesn't it, when they get bullied? Because not if they get bullied at school, and then when they get home, these horrible kids, because kids are horrible, you know, I mean, kids can be really, really nasty, you know, especially it's high school, isn't it, when all the problems start. You know, junior school's all lovely, flowery and that, and then they get to high school, and that's where the bullying seems to start, especially. And then poor kids that are being bullied, they can't escape from it, because then they get home and they're getting bullied online as well. So it's not as if at least when they finish school and they come home, they're in their safe space. So there's never a safe space for them. But anyway, yeah, I hope you're better, Katrina. I hope you've got, you know, I don't know, did you, well, I don't want to pry, but, you know, and I think that's something as well. Police have not caught up with, have they? What happens if someone's bullying you online? You know, it's different from if somebody punches you in the face. At least you can go to the police with a black eye and say, look, this is what they did. How do you sort of, I mean, you can prove it by showing the police the messages, I suppose, but how do you prove the damage that it's done to you? It's a mental damage. That's worse than physical damage even. You know, it really, really is. You know, mental damage is worse, I think. Anyway, night, and take care and look after yourself, all of you, seriously, because it's it's very, I know there's some of you out there, so from the messages I get, from the emails I get, some of you are going through difficult times, health-wise, or all sorts of different reasons. Nobody knows what's going on in someone else's life, really. Everybody puts a face on, don't they? They come out, they put their face to the world. Nobody knows what's really going on behind the scenes in people's lives. So we should always be kind and be nice to each other as much, but don't take any shit, though. I'm not saying that. Don't take any shit from people, but we should always be kind where we can, and certainly not be nasty to people who haven't been nasty to us first. If they're nasty to you first, then yeah, you can be nasty. Okay, so I'll see you very soon in the next video, and until then, may your gods go with you, and thank you so much for being here. Bye.